Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. There have been some discussions in our comment section for some of our videos on birth time rectification. So that prompted me to make this video. I was reading this book on birth time rectification by Sri Srinath O.G. And there he brings out from our classical texts the Pancha Tatwa theory. The Pancha Tatwa based theory for birth time rectification, and the concept or the hypothesis there is that the child would be born only in Vayu Tatwa or in Vayu Antara. This is the thesis. So what does that mean? Each day, 24 hours, you take the daytime as from sunrise to sunset. The birth time as falls in daytime, and then you'll have to use this. And sunset to the next day sunrise. That is another daytime, right? These 12 hours of day from 6 to 6 in the sunset would be 8 hours, nearly approximately 12 hours, right? These 12 hours you divide into 8 equal parts, and that is called a Yama, or Jamakol, also Jama, whatever. Here we call it Yama. Similarly, if sunset to the next day sunrise, which is again 12 hours, you divide into another by 8 again and call it a Yama. Each Yama will be actually ruled by all the Pancha Tatwas in a sequel order. So that is the thesis. The Pancha Tatwas are Aakasha, Vayu, Vayor, Agni, Agnir, Apah, Prithvi. So the Upanishads say that the order in which the elements were born is that from Aakasha, Vayu was born, from Vayu, Agni was born, from Agni, Jala was born, Jala, Prithvi was born. So same order, but the sequence is, the allocation is just 6 minutes for the Aakasha Tatwa, double of it for the Vayu, triple of it for Agni, 4 times that for Jala, and 5 times that for Prithvi. And the thesis is that the Prithvi Tatwa would start on a day, whatever be the day. So that is this theory. Maybe we will do some other BTR rectification tool where the Tatwa, starting Tatwa depends upon the day of birth. So that is a different concept. Here everything starts from Prithvi Tatwa, and the sequel is from Prithvi, it follows as Jala, Agni, Vayu and Aakasha for the first Yama. And if it is going to be an even Yama, it is the reverse. It will be Aakasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. So it will continue till we get the 8 Yamas, which will end up in the sunset. Again, from sunset to the next day sunrise, you follow the same order of Prithvi Tatwa and all that, same sequel. So each Tatwa is allocated 30 minutes, as I said, but that is under the assumption that it is a 12-hour duration. But your time duration, day duration could be something other than that. The day duration can be different because sunrise to sunset is to be divided into 8 equal parts. So the allocation for each of the tattvas would be different, and it has to be in that proportion only. So it will, instead of 30, it can be different. So that is what is computed here. And the idea here is, if you have to follow, suppose you are born at 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon, just keep following from sunrise. This is sunrise on that day. So these are all taken from our Swiss Ephemeris computes the sunrise for you. Then you, so the first tattva Prithvi starts at sunrise and ends at a particular time, which is 6:48 here after this many duration, this much amount of time duration. So you keep on coming down, and suppose you are born at 2:45. So 2:45, 2:32, this ends. So 2:57, this ends. So what ends at 2? So you are born at Jala Tatwa. So that's the idea. But Jala Tatwa, nobody can be born. Therefore, Jala Tatwa, if you are born in Jala Tatwa, at least the Antara should be Vayu. So one has to compute the Antara. So just the Tatwa alone, major period like Tatwa alone is not enough. Therefore, it is computed here as I proceed. So within the, sorry. So you find the Jala Tatwa you are born at. Then when does the Jala Tatwa start? Around your birth time. And when does it end is calculated here. And that again, in Jala would be the first point. Agni, Vayu and all that would be in the order as I already told you. But in Jala Tatwa would be the starting Tatwa. So accordingly the proportions and the ending times are all calculated here. And for the given time of birth, say 1455, I give the time of birth here, 2:55 p.m. So user has to input his name, date of birth, time zone and latitude, longitude here. Others, everything else is computed. So and one has to actually choose the person's name here. Otherwise it would not work. So you choose the person's name, the date of birth would be pulled out from there. And then we are going to correct the birth time. We are going to rectify. So you reset. What I do is I give an increment, either a negative increment or a positive increment. And we do the increment to the time of birth such that we either get a Vayu already here or here or at both places. So that's the idea. So the time of birth should be corrected accordingly. So it is left to you to whether go back or go forward, whichever may be nearest to your assumed date of birth, time of birth. You can assume that to be the correct time. So this is you have to give. So I'm going back here from 2:54. So I'm just clicking here. So what it will do is the net increment is minus 3 minutes now. So I'm going back again. So I keep on going back because I'm still ending up in Prithvi and this is Jala. So birth cannot happen. So I keep on going back. Aakasha has come there to the Antara. So I still go back. Vayu has come. So 1447 in this case can be a time of birth. I am not able to exactly reproduce what's given in the book because the book I find some problems because the sunset time is all messed up there. And I don't know, they are converting it to local mean time unnecessarily because everything, if it is IST, the reference could be the same. I don't understand why you have to convert some to LMT and then some to LST. Whatever, as long as you find the correct sunrise for that particular place, then you should be all right in starting with the correct Tatwa there. So germination, the birth of a human being is a complex phenomena. And whether this holds good or not, we don't know exactly. But yeah, it is. This tool could help you at least to verify these things. If you know the correct time of birth, maybe use this tool to validate this tool first of all. And it's a tough proposition always. And we can keep, yeah, this is somewhat a proposition by people who have used it for long. So I thought I would do an Excel with this. It is easy to manually compute, but then since the sunset and sunrise are accurately determined by the software, it is better for the Excel to do it. And you can also understand where the time, how it flows and where you actually take your birth. So that way I'll share this Excel file in the description section. You can download, use it and check and validate this file. And then we will move on to other Pancha Tatwa theories for BTR, birth time rectification. Thank you.